Come here. Welcome to the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, live every Sunday on Leicester Fan TV. Come on, you Foxes. Good morning, Foxes. How the devil are you today? How's your weekend been so far? Well, was it ruined with the defeat at Fulham down on the King's Road? You know what day it is. It's Sunday. It's 9:30am. So it's time for the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, run by us fans in here for you fans out there. And you know what? Your opinion really matters. Get them comments in. Let's get going. It's kick-off time. Come on, you Foxes.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Foxes Arms. For exclusive extra shows, behind the scenes, competitions and podcasts, subscribe to Leicester Fan TV today on Patreon.
Morning all, how the devil are you? I hope you're well, I hope you're good. A few mornings. Morning Andreas from Cyprus. Morning Chris, hope you're well. Ian, Super Fox, hi, good morning. All first of many defeats this season, but we need to learn quickly to stop the rot. I don't think we're in a rot yet. I don't think it's going to be first of many. I hope not, but we shall see. Swanee, how the devil are you? Are you good? Hope you're well. Nick Moore, morning. You'll get it in a minute, mate. The right-hand side at fault for the 2 goals. We shall talk about that in a minute. Dean, I'm going to bring our roving reporter, Reedy, in. Morning, Reedy. How are you, pal? Are you good?
Yeah, morning, mate. I'm a bit tired from yesterday's game, but we're fighting and rolling on for today. I'm ready for Villa next week.
Well, actually, Tranmere on Tuesday night. Let's get that right first. You were there. What was the feeling in the crowd outside before the game?
It felt positive. Again, I was saying on one of our podcasts on Patreon that there was no doubt about it. We could have got a result or even a positive result yesterday at the game. But from looking through the whole game and obviously while I was there, in my opinion, I don't feel like it was ever going to come. But like I say, before the game, it did seem positive, and people were saying that there was a chance we could get something out of the game. And overall, before we get into the game more, if you were to take 1 point from Spurs and Fulham, especially Fulham away, out of the 2, you probably would have said that was a fair result. Because again, if you lose to Spurs and you get a point at Fulham, you probably would have said that was fair enough. So we just got it the other way.
Like David says, morning, actually a hard one to process that result. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. Honestly, don't get why Ricky P isn't starting. When the team news came in for the second week for the second week in a row, Ricky P wasn't playing. What do you think he's done, or doesn't he suit the style? Because I don't think Ricky P is the answer to the problem. I think creative midfielder and a striker, not the defence. I don't think Ricky P is the answer to the overall problem.
It's not the answer to it. It might be a solution. It might be a solution to the problem. But again, for me, against Spurs, JJ and Christensen did very well, I think, in that game to stop chances happening and whatnot. But yesterday, I had to put him out there and say JJ was quite poor. He got caught out both times for the goal. But then I will mention the way we set up, for me, is the first reason we didn't do well yesterday. And that was because JJ was being the actual fullback / centre-back when it comes to the attack. And then Christensen had to go up and basically be the winger. Because when you play Bobby Reed, he always seems to go inside. And when he goes inside, that opens up that left-hand side, and there's no threat down there then. And I think Bobby Reed yesterday was just very poor because he still doesn't seem to know what to do in that attacking third when it comes to the attack. When he's on that wing, Christensen has the ball. When he plays that ball up, Bobby Reed always seems to be the one inside, and he seems to be that like number 10 that we had last season. But yeah, that's why Christensen had to be further up. JJ obviously was in the back line, and again, I'm not too sure how he got caught out because he should have been back there, but maybe he just was a bit too attacking at the time, and that means we only had 2 centre backs at the back when Fulham attacked. But I feel like the setup was wrong yesterday in my eyes.
If anybody's watching Match of the Day now, turn it off. Because have a guess what the highlights are just about to come on. So if I start crying while I'm on here, that's because I'm watching Fulham versus Leicester highlights at the minute. Anyway, Nick's here to get his views in. Let's see what Nick says. It's either going to be good, bad, or ugly from Nick. We're not quite sure which one's which. I see you've gone with an England shirt instead of a Leicester shirt this morning, pal.
I've got my Leicester cap on, so
that's all right then. So come on then. What did you think yesterday then?
I think it's probably what we're going to expect throughout the season, truth be told. Let's be fair, beginning of the season, we all knew how hard it was going to be. And don't take away anything from Fulham. They're a really good side. So
Fulham are a decent team.
Yeah.
They're like the Premiership for nothing and have been for a good few years.
So, but I mean, some of the poison after the game, though. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's everywhere. Cooper out, and honestly, anybody think they've just woken up and we lost and got battered and lost against Spurs, and the same against Fulham yesterday.
Yeah,
just be a bit realistic.
Here's David James Taylor. This is the difference. Fulham are now signing 50 million. Leicester are now new signing 5 million. That's the difference. Fulham can attract them players now. We can't.
Exactly. So
it's the second game of the season, as Mark says, can't be that harsh. Out of the 180 minutes, people said we've only had 20 minutes of decent football. I don't think that's right. The 45 minutes against Spurs in the second half, I thought was great. I thought we played really well. Yes, the Fulham game wasn't brilliant, but we played well in parts. We did play well. And there's new players there. There's 6 new players there. Take time to gel. New system. If people say, well, what is the system? It's very similar to Enzo ball. And I don't know whether you spotted it, Reedy. There was times where there was a little bit of Enzo ball there yesterday, messing around at the back.
We were doing it all game, mate. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Enzo's football from last season, but when you've got a new manager in Cooper, and yes, you might say you want to stick to it, but the difference in football from Spurs, which again, I know we probably would have been absolutely wiped out if we've tried to play like that against Spurs, but we've obviously gone and tried to do it against Fulham to be a bit more on the front foot. It just didn't work. Again, we were holding the ball at the back for at least 2 or 3 minutes at a time, doing nothing with it.
I asked this question a couple of weeks ago, Nick. Would we stay up with Enzo or Cooper? And a lot of people said, oh, no, we'll stay up with Cooper or Enzo, the way we played with Enzo. Then all of a sudden yesterday, after the game, it was all, well, Enzo wouldn't have played that way and we would have got something out of that yesterday. Would we, Eckers, like? If we played the Enzo way, we'd have been like minus 10 goals and no points.
Jamie, you're forgetting one thing. Football fans are as fickle as anything. Cooper goes on a win streak of 3 games on the road, for example. He's the best thing since Sir Alex Ferguson. Everybody's fickle. Everybody bases what they've seen on YouTube or their potential rating on FIFA and this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, you're like me. You're old school, and we've supported the club for a long time. It's not easy being a Leicester fan.
No, it
Let's be fair. If you want to win all week and watch your team win a week, go and support Manchester City or a Liverpool or an Arsenal or whatnot. Because Leicester, we don't win every week.
It's like Luke says, we've shown fight and more effort, and it's a new setup, and it's going to take time. It's going to take time for this new team. Bo Records, yes, we can put 2 passes together, and we do put passes together. Enzo, we used to have 1,000 passes and no end products, and still be in the penalty box after making 1,000 passes. At least we're showing a bit of effort and a bit of passion and a bit. Yes, we're still making mistakes and we're still playing around the back, but at least I don't know. We're showing some sign. We're showing playing football. Where with Enzo, we weren't doing anything. We were just keeping the ball and keeping the ball. And possession doesn't win matches. On that
One thing I will say about
bring
Cooper
lots of what you're
quickly
talking.
is we do, looking at these last two games, we do seem like we've got a little bit of fight in us. So, oh God, bloody hell, it's not.
What, is this 3 weeks in a row?
No, mate, I'm not hungover. I'm just knackered, mate. Not hungover.
You look on really, really.
You look like you've been on the pot for 2 days solid, pal.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. I'm not hungover, I promise.
You did the watch along with Tom yesterday. What did you think to the game yesterday?
Oh shit, yeah. It was just very I don't know, I don't know, mate. That's it, really. I think one thing. The only reason I actually clicked on was because I heard Reedy talking, and I just wanted to address something he said. I heard Reedy saying that because Bobby De Cordova-Reid was coming inside, that's why Christensen was pushing up the pitch. But no, it's actually that's how Cooper wants them to play. Cooper's told them to do that. But so in terms of the formation, when we're in possession, if you like, the 3-2-4-1, it's the same as Enzo last year. But the difference is how we're actually getting to that point. So rather than Ricardo inverting into midfield and then the two advanced stakes pushing on, it's kind of obviously just the right back comes into centre back and then the left back goes up and then you're creating the four there and creating overloads, and that's what
it just looks. It just looks worse though, because now we've not got an attacking player in the attack. We've got a defensive left back in attack.
Yes, and
that's what was the biggest issue about it yesterday for me. We had no width.
You're losing Ricardo. That's the main thing. You're losing Ricardo's quality. I don't think he's picking up a knock, because he was asked about Ricardo yesterday and he didn't say anything about a knock, and I think he would have. Do
you honestly think that Ricky P is the answer to the problem?
No, not a chance. Do I? I don't.
Because a lot of people are making out that Ricky P would have changed the whole game against Spurs and against Fulham because of his inclusion into the team.
I think what the problem is that he's one of our best players. So you'd think Cooper, being this pragmatic manager that everyone was told he was, you'd think he'd want to actually make use of his best players and actually create his system or tactic around his best players, rather than having to, leave one of them out just so he can have Bobby De Cordova-Reid cutting in inside from the left. So yeah, look, that's I think that's the concern. I think that's the concern that we are losing. Because don't get me wrong, against Spurs and against Fulham, both games so far, I look at it and I think I don't really know how Ricardo would have, kind of improved us. Obviously, JJ was caught out for both goals, but JJ is a better right centre back than Ricardo Pereira. And the reason he's not played so far is purely tactical. Mm-hmm. So if that means we need to change something tactically so we can get Ricardo Pereira in, then maybe that's the option. But yeah.
But it's like you say though, if JJ is playing as the third centre half when we don't have the ball, Ricky P can't play that role because he's used to bombing on upfield. So where actually can you get Ricky P into that team?
You'd have to put him where the Ndidi role is, but now you've got Skip, so it seems a bit pointless doing that because you bought £25 million worth of player there. So again, for me, I don't know where he fits in. Again, at the moment, I'd rather play for Ricardo over bloody Bobby Reid, in my opinion, because Bobby Reid's for me is pretty poor from where he positions anyway. But that's just me. Again, the last 2 games, he's been out of position a lot of the times. I know he's meant to be in that position, but he doesn't suit that role at all because he just feels like he's a waste of a player there.
Well, I mean,
That's
I've
true.
seen. Oh, sorry,
Go
I
on.
was going to say. I
Go on,
think
Locks.
Cooper wants him there. You know,
Mhm.
again, like, I hear what you're saying, Reedy, and I've seen.
He's
few
starting
people
for a
say it,
reason, so
but he's not out of position because it's where Cooper wants him.
Mm.
You get what I mean? So
it just doesn't look like he suits that role because again, he's obviously playing because Cooper obviously wants him in there. So
but we're slagging
we
off
kept calling out for
Christensen.
Mabadidi. So
Well, we're slagging off Christensen, saying, "Well, now we've got a left back in attack," but I think we all agree he actually did really well there against Spurs. So I think it's a bit harsh, maybe, to question.
It's
I'm
actually
not-
roles, hasn't it? Because
I'm not saying Christensen in that role was an issue. I'm just saying that because of how it's tactically set up, it seems a bit weird having a defensive player being in the attack when you could have Mabadidi there in a way. But obviously, I know when it comes to defence, Mabadidi's not going to play left back. I know that. I'm just saying that they've got to sort something out to work that out. Like I say, I would rather Mabadidi on the wing and come inside in that role than have Bobby Reed in that role.
That
Because
might change though, Reedy, if we get a striker in this window. Because
so.
let's be fair, Mav is, from the looks of it, is the backup striker in this system at the moment. So again, we're not. The window's not shut yet. We don't know what's going on.
Yep.
Locks on Thursday assured me we're going to sign another striker, so we'll see.
A lot of the players are now thinking, should I stay or should I go? Whether they're going to get game time and stuff like that. Prime example, Tom Cannon. Tom Cannon's a striker. Why haven't we got him on the bench? Why isn't he coming on
He looks
when
like
we
he
need a
might be
striker?
going-
Why are we playing?
Now I've got AU now. I
outside
think he's
winger?
leaving. I think he's leaving now, Cannon.
Well, it looks like he's going to Sheffield United for 9 million, maybe on loan with the obligation to buy.
He must not be putting it in on the training pitch. That's the,
He could have a
with
permanent
Cannon,
deal, mate.
It's the only thing I can think of because it's not the first manager to turn a blind eye to him. Enzo did last season.
But when you've got someone that is a striker, an out and out striker, Locks, why don't you have him on the bench? Why don't you play him? Why do you bring a winger on? Why don't you play Cannon that can hold the ball up? And we know he can score goals. He scored a few decent ones in last season.
Sheffield United might not want them to. Whoever he's going to, the club might have said, "Please don't play him because you don't want him injured."
Well, that's wrong.
No, that's not what's happened. They don't like him. They think he's crap. I like him from what I saw of him, but we're not the ones seeing him in training every week. I like the type of striker he is. He's very instinctive. He's a shoot on sight type of striker. You remember last season, you know, every time the ball fell to him in the box, he lifted his head up and looked towards goal. So, but you know, the managers see him every single week in training. They don't rate him clearly. Enzo didn't, and now Cooper doesn't. You know, why didn't we? You know, he wasn't even on the bench yesterday, obviously.
No.
Why? I mean, I think that's it, mate. I think that's it. I think that's the reason why. I just don't think that they think he's good enough for the Premier League. Cooper clearly thinks he's better.
Enzo bought him for 8 million, didn't he, last year, Lots? They must have seen something. Then he got injured straight away. Like you say, whether it's still because of the injuries, I don't know.
Cannon was a panic buy, by the way, because we were linked with the guy who Reedy will know his name. The guy who scored the goals in the Euros. The guy beginning with M. Minatuadze or something.
Oh, Mikatadze,
yeah. So we were linked with him. It didn't come out until after deadline day. We were linked with this guy, and then we couldn't get it over the line for whatever reason. And then we signed Cannon, didn't we, on the last day? Deadline day, wasn't it, Cannon?
Then he got injured straight away, or was injured.
Yeah, and I think it was a panic because they knew that Daka and Nacho were going to AFCON, and I think that's why they had to bring someone in. Mm-hmm. So it was a panic buy, in my opinion. And you know, we all hoped that maybe in the future, you know, he's gonna be one to start for us, maybe the future number 9 at Leicester. But clearly, it's not that's not the case. You know, we're trying to get rid of him. So
hands up, anyone that's still a little bit cheesed off that Smodic has gone to Ipswich.
I know Locks wasn't a big fan when he first heard about him saying he was one season wonder whatnot, but I'll tell you now, he's probably going to be their goal scorer.
He scored 4 goals already this year.
They're going to be their top
goals already this season.
He's going to be their top goal scorer by a mile, easily.
3 for Blackburn, 1 for Ipswich. That's confidence. That's called a confidence.
But for £10 million, I would have easily had him over AU, and that was just obviously. I know he's not an out-and-out striker, but I was saying on the bus yesterday, the difference in quality is the fact that Smodic knows where the goal is. Whatever league it is, he knows where the goal is. He knows how to finish a ball. If the players are in the way, then fair enough, but he knows where to put that ball in the net.
Schmodic had his debut yesterday. He got a goal, fantastic. But let's be fair, we've all been sort of blinded by an amazing debut. Tete against Aston Villa, for me, springs to mind. We thought he was going to be an absolute world beater. We finally got a right winger with a left foot, destroyed Villa, and he was rubbish the rest of the season.
For a goal scorer, it's confidence. And he's just scored 28 goals, was it last year? I think it was, maybe more. I'm not sure how many.
30 plus, Jamie.
Whatever. It's confidence. And he's already scored 3 for Blackburn, and then he makes his debut and scores against Man City at Main Road. At the Etihad. It's confidence, and that's what we need. We need a striker with confidence. None of our strikers, apart from Jamie Vardy, that's got absolutely bucketful, whether he's not scoring a goal or whether he's banging him left, right, and centre, none of our strikers have got confidence. And an attacking midfielder like him that broke the line and ran through and put the ball in the back of the net, it's confidence. Look at Dakar last year when we played against Leeds, the lack of confidence, and he missed them 2 chances. It's all about confidence. And if you've got confidence as a striker, look at Nacho when he was banging him in left, right, and centre because it was confidence. And then when he stopped playing, for a striker, it's all about confidence. And for 9-10 million quid on a player that's been banging in goals for the last 18 months, yes, please.
Well, I
rather
agree.
than 8 million on Jordan Ayew that scored 1 in 8, I think it is.
I agree with you, but I mean, I do agree. There's plenty of strikers out there for that sort of money that would get you some amount of goals, but. Let's be fair, the hierarchy of the clubs shafted us financially. And as far as I'm concerned, it boils down to those the 3 bigwigs in top, Whelan and Rudkin. They're the ones who got us in this mess.
No, the atmosphere yesterday was toxic after the game. Christ.
Really, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse.
What was it like in the chat after the watch-along yesterday?
It was okay. And I'll tell you what it kind of pissed me off a little bit because it's like people are just accepting it now. Like, oh yeah, well,
that's what we have to do, mate. We have to accept it.
But like,
why should we read it? Why should we accept it?
Because that's what it is, mate. We brought in
No, it's not what it is.
We brought in Cooper. We kind of knew what we were expecting of him in a way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's a Cooper out already. I'm just saying that we brought a manager in who literally only got 12 wins in the Premier League before. Out of what, 50 or 60,
and 2 away wins. 2 away wins in 2 years. Again,
we've got the football isn't great. So, like I said at the start of the show, 1 point between Spurs and Fulham. I think most people would be happy that if it was a point at Fulham and a loss at Spurs. It's just fortunate that we got a point at Spurs and lost at Fulham. So, it's not the end of the world. But
the end of the world.
There's still things for me, like yesterday, the substitutions. Firstly, we're way too late because if we brought on Skip and Mabadidi before they score, which again you don't know when, you can't know when to score.
We were using this last year, Locks, weren't we? Oh, it was far too late for substitutions. Surely the manager knows you can't have 2 managers on the trot, Locks, that keep saying, "Oh, the substitutions are too late."
Well, Forest fans actually did warn us. They did say that his substitution.
Because I think when Skip came on and Mabadidi came on, we looked like a team. We looked like the team on the front foot at that point onwards. Yes, we were still not convincingly going to get a goal, but I still thought we were the better looking side after Skip and Mabadidi did come on.
I don't know about any of you, but at half time, I thought we were going to win it.
Honestly, mate, this is what Steve Cooper said. I couldn't believe my ears.
I heard that. That was ridiculous.
Because of the way we were playing, I thought we were going to snatch it. I really did. Because we were playing okay-ish. We weren't playing fantastic. It wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't great. Sorry, that's
but
wrong.
This is our standards. This is our standards.
It wasn't terrible yesterday. Like David Fallow says, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't brilliant.
Yeah.
It was an average game. And I thought we were going to snick it. I really thought we were going to snick it.
Let's be fair. The bloody Tottenham game, second half, at half time against Spurs, right?
I thought we were going to get stuffed.
Exactly. Did any of you 3 see it coming? We'd get an equaliser the way we did. Honestly,
No, another one we didn't.
there you
deserve.
go. There you go. You can't predict it. Anything can happen. But if
We might not
everybody
get-
sort of,
Whoa. Go on, Lots. What you were going to say about my saying that we're
Look,
going
I
to...
was just going to say, mate, this shows where our standards are now with Cooper, because 180 minutes of football, we've probably played good for about 10 or 15 of them. And now we're like, we didn't
No,
do bad.
Locks.
We didn't
Second
do
half.
bad.
Locks,
Second
no.
half, we were great. That second half, for the full 45 minutes, we were great.
When?
We showed
Spurs.
fight, we
Against
showed
Spurs.
passion, we
I
showed
think we were
spirit.
great.
Yes,
We
we
were
were.
brilliant. We defended. We were like a unit. It was like watching Leicester
We
evolve.
were easily the
we were
better
much
team against
better.
Spurs second half.
Much better.
We
That
were.
the better
45, that
team.
second 45
The
minutes.
second half we was, Locks, by a mile.
We weren't the better team. We were better.
We were.
But we weren't
Far
the
the
better
better
team.
team.
Nah. We weren't the better
100%
team.
we were better in second half.
So this is where, Locks, you've got it in your head at the minute about Cooper. And
No,
we're
mate, it's
going
nothing to
down.
do with Cooper.
We're going to not break Derby's record of 11 points. We're going to be the least. That's where you've got to get that mentality out your head.
I can't believe you actually think we were better than Spurs. We weren't.
We were
better.
Second half.
In the second half.
I know what
We
you're saying in
were.
the second half. We weren't better than them. We were just
We
better.
were. We were
in
far
the
better.
first half. We'll agree to
Miles.
disagree.
Well,
We'll
mine
agree
was
to
better in the
disagree.
second half.
We were still unlucky not to concede another one in the second half, but
We could have scored. We could have scored 3 in the second half, Locks. Then we would have won 3-2.
and we could have beat. We could, mate. Honestly, we'll agree to disagree on this one, because I just think that it was black and white from the first half to second half from our side of things, but I still don't think we were better than them. I'm saying it was honestly, it was worlds apart how good we were compared to the first half, but I still don't think we came out on top. And just fast forward then to the Fulham game, Cooper saying that we have got that we look like the side to win it. I'm like, what are you looking at, mate?
I don't believe that. I don't. Fulham yesterday were fully dominant the whole 90 minutes. There was, like I say, the moment Skip and Mavadidi came on, I did think we were looking at a tiny bit
Hold
better.
on a minute. We've all
we had more
watched
of a threat.
football. Yes, Fulham were the better side for the majority of the game. We've all watched football for
I know
donkeys.
anything can
longer
happen.
than others.
I know that. I know anything can
Teams
happen.
that dominate the game don't often win games, and it's the team,
No, I get
the
that.
less dominant team, often more.
I
than
get
likely
that,
wins it.
but I don't. When I was at the game yesterday, I didn't feel like we were in any way going to put anything out of the game, because I just didn't feel like we had any of the attacking threat. Again, that's why I'm saying when Mavadidi came on and Skip came on, we did look like a bit more of a threat, because it felt like we had someone on that side to get in the attack. But without them, I just felt like we were a bit like numb at the end of everything. Like I say, it got to the front line, and then we just didn't get the touch right, or didn't get anything right. So
Derek,
Spurs came a lot
I
better.
totally agree with Derek here. Yes, we should have been 3-0 down, but our defending was great. We defended and showed as a defensive unit. That's why Spurs were only 1-0 up.
I agree with you, Jamie.
Just shows you that Spurs beat Everton 4-0 last night.
I totally agree with Derek. Yes, we could have been 3-0 down at half time, but our defending was absolutely brilliant.
What minute was the Bentancur injury?
60
In the second half.
minute, I think.
Yes.
In the second half.
About
the
60th.
70th minute.
67, 70th, thereabouts.
I would say that we were the better team against Spurs from about the 50th minute until that injury, and apart from that, we were second best all over the pitch.
So you're saying we've only had 17? Nah, I disagree with that completely. That second half, we were the dominant
I
side.
thought since half time at Spurs until that injury, we were looking to go and win the game at that point.
I would
Until
argue
the
the
injury-
Bentancur
at the
injury
injury,
knackered
it
our
came-
momentum
Yeah.
a little bit, because it did. But
We still had 2 chances after that.
exactly, I still think we were the better
Win the
team.
game.
in that
Oh, no,
Spurs
sorry,
had
the
about
Vardy one- the Vardy one was before, and then the Ndidi headed towards the end.
Yeah, but Spurs had about 5 chances. After
Not in that second half.
They didn't put them away, lots, because we played
but neither
well.
did
We
we.
played
But neither did
second
we.
half.
That's my point. But neither did we. So I'm just saying that
We had 4 chances. We had 4 decent chances in that second half. I think they had 1 against Spurs.
No, they had more than 1, mate. In that second
Not in that second half, they
they
didn't. Not in that second half.
All I'm trying to say is that if us as Leicester fans are just going to be satisfied with 5, 10, 20 minutes of good performance this season, then let's just
Now,
let's hope
There
for
was
the
a
best.
comment earlier about we're wearing blue tinted specs. I've never ever worn my blue tinted specs. Never ever once have worn my blue tinted specs at all watching Leicester. I say it how it is. And here it is again. I say it how it is. You're having a laugh. We were shite again. I tell you what, I'll take your glasses off because that is wrong. We weren't shite against Spurs. We defended well. We attacked well in the second half. All the years, I tell you what, if this is getting me wound up now, because you saying I wear my blue tinted specs, Brendan Rodgers, I wanted him gone. Enzo, I wanted him gone, even though we're winning. So if you think I'm wearing blue tinted specs now, you've got another thing coming because I don't.
I think over the 2 games we've not been like crap. We've been okay, but what I think Loxy's saying, we're happy with okay. If that's what I mean. Like I say, we did well to defend at Spurs to make it only 1-0. We did well to get back into the game and get a 1-0 win. A 1-0 draw, sorry. But yesterday was worse than Spurs. I feel like we didn't.
I didn't say it wasn't.
I know you're not.
Fantastic yesterday and actually brilliant and deserved something. I actually said one thing. I thought we were going to snick it because we were the less dominant team.
Nicking it is different. Nicking it is different to winning it, going for it.
Hold on a minute. I said we were the less dominant team, and over the years of watching football, yes, I am old school. To all them people who think I am old school. I thought we were going to snick it because I've been watching football long enough to know not every team that's dominant wins every single game.
Yeah.
I didn't say we were fantastic. I didn't say we were brilliant. I didn't say we were great. I said we were going to snick it because I've been watching football a long time, and you know what's going to happen when you're the less dominant team. Nicking it is different to feeling like you're going to win it. So would you rather nick it or hopefully win and not win and only come away with a point?
Yeah, you'd rather nick it. Yeah, I get you. I get your point on that.
You just answered that question.
I get your point about nicking it. Yeah, but I didn't feel like we deserved to be winning it in a way.
I'd rather get the points on the board and nick it 2-1 than having this argument now about, we were crap against Spurs, we were crap against there, we've set standards. I'd rather get points on the board and be there. Mm-hmm. I'd rather get the points. If we nick it, comes off someone's arse in the last minute and we win it 2-1, fine by me, as long as we win. Not saying we're going to win every game, but as for wearing my blue tinted specs, you can take that back completely because that is not right. I tell you how it is, and I've just told you how it is completely.
I think Locks needs some Cooper glasses.
You know what, right?
I think Locks needs some kit.
The Spurs game was better. Well, the second half, it was 10 times better than I expected us to be in pre-season going into the season. Right, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and even I could say maybe the Fulham game we were better than what I thought we were going to be this season. But in my opinion, I think that is clouding some people's view on the games. If I'm honest, I've just got this feeling that so many people thought we were going to be so bad that every time we put in a okay performance, people have seen it as a good performance, and I just think it's actually quite shit. And people are just saying it's all right. It's all right. It's quite good, just because everyone thought it was going to be bad. So look, at the end of the day, mate, all I'm going to say is, if we carry on putting these okay performances in for one halves for the next 8 games, we'll probably end up on 2 points in 8 games.
Well, the last 2 years, we've been playing 45 minutes every 90 minutes.
Yeah,
everyone's been happy with that.
Over the
when
line.
Brendan Rodgers was here, we only played 45 minutes. Everyone was happy with that.
I wasn't.
Not a problem.
I hated Rodgers.
I hated Brendan Rodgers. I was in the minority. I hated him. I
wanted him gone years. I wanted him gone before the cup final.
No, because
I despised him.
Enzo, I didn't warm to Enzo. Everyone said, "Well, why don't you like Enzo?" Because I didn't like him. I'm trying to back Cooper, trying to back the manager, and all of a sudden now I'm getting told, "Oh, well, it's football." So it's making it hard to try and back him when people I keep ripping into shreds all the time.
At the end of the day, Jamie, people need to wake up and realise this isn't a Premier League title winning season.
Well,
this isn't the Championship team. We are in a scrap and a dogfight, and you've got to realise we're not going out buying 30, 40 million pound players anymore. We've got to get behind everybody to try and make the King Power a fortress, because that's where our points are going to come from.
I think the players are the last people that require. I think the players are the last people that actually deserve stick, because I think they're actually giving 100%. I think it is tactical that is causing the problems for us. I think it is the instructions from the manager. I don't think it's the players, because I think the players are doing everything. I put a tweet out yesterday saying lack of quality, yes. Lack of trying, no. Both games I've watched for 90 minutes, those players have given everything. And I just think that we're not actually being set up the best, to be honest with you, mate. And I don't think that Cooper is being this. Well, I don't think he's being this pragmatic manager that I was gaslighted into thinking before he joined. He's not making the most of his best players. Ricardo Pereira's on the bench. Mavropanos on the bench. Where are they?
Look, Cooper wasn't anybody's first choice.
I know.
Anybody who says Cooper was the first choice, nobody's going to say it, because he wasn't. But he was the only one around at the time that wanted to be here with a looming points bloody deduction, that wanted to have a crack at it.
Here's the last question then, Jamie, before we finish. Out of the next 3 games, we've got Villa, Palace, and who's the one after that? Arsenal.
Everton.
It's Everton. Out of them next 3, and obviously including the 2 that's gone, how many points would you say is okay, like being all right for Leicester at the moment? We've got 1 point out of 2, and 1 being Spurs, which again is...
If it's Everton, you've got to be looking at beating Everton. Is Everton at home?
Away.
It's Villa at home, Palace away, Everton at home.
You've got to be looking
Everton ain't looking great.
You'd hopefully want to get at least 1 win out of that, maybe in a draw.
Yeah.
And 2 of these are at home as well, by the way.
You want to be getting at least 4 points from there, I would say.
Yeah. Again, Villa, if you say you got 1 point out of Palace and 3 points out of Everton, and you lost to Villa, I'd take that, and you'd have 5 points out of 5 games.
I'd go for 4.
That's a draw game.
Everton's never easy, like LCFC Grey's had. I would go for 4 points. I'd be quite happy with 4 points. But a lot of people will be saying, put them blue tinted glasses on. We want 9 points and win every game 5-0. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to smash Villa.
No one thinks it's
of course we are.
No one thinks that's going to
happen. You wait.
What I will say is if we show up to the King Power Stadium for that Everton game at home and we go, hey up Dyche, here's the ball, have it. We'll just try and defend it and then hit you on the break. That manager can get out of this club, mate. If we're saying, here you go, sure, Dyche,
on that note, lots. On that note, we won the league doing it that way.
Yes, mate, but this isn't. You can't do that. Football's different, mate.
Both Everton and us are going to want to sit back. They just have a ball. The ball just stays in the middle of the.
It'll be the boringest draw ever.
Oh, mate, honestly.
Both teams defending the ball in the middle of the pitch, and it's just staying there the whole game.
Let's just play for a point, lads. Come on, play.
On that note, I've got to go work, lads. Locks, it's Nick. It's been a pleasure, pal. We'll see you next week or soon.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me on.
See you later. Be good. Locks, cheers for coming on. You can go back to bed now if you want.
You know what, mate? I think I just might have a little lie down for a bit. Yeah.
We shall see you later, pal. Be good. Cheers, Locks. Thanks for joining me. See you in the week, mate. Be good.
Bye.
Reedy, say no more. You can sod off. I've had enough of you today.
I've not done anything. I've just been honest.
You've been honest. With your blue tinted glasses on yet again.
Well, I got any blue tinted glasses on.
See you later, pal. Be good. Right then, lads and lasses, thanks a lot for joining me. We've gone on a bit longer. Sorry for my little bit of a rant, but there you go. Sometimes it's needed. So it's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye, yakida. Come on, you foxes. There goes the final whistle.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live, thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Fox's Arms. For exclusive extra shows, behind the scenes, competitions and podcasts, subscribe to Leicester Fan TV today on Patreon.